What is up, my friends? Welcome. I am Jim Davis here on CoolStuffInc.com. We're playing some Pioneer today, and we got a really sweet one based around a former standard Scourge in Rally the Ancestors. This is a deck that Emma Handy's working on for a while, and Emma's basically taken two old standard decks and just mushed them together. We have, of course, the Zombie Shell from the Zombie deck, Mono Black Zombies. It was very popular for a large portion of that standard format: Cryptbreaker, Diregraf Colossus, Dark Salvation, into the Rally the Ancestors shell. Now, of course, Emma was very well known for playing the 4-color Rally deck back in that standard format. By far the best deck in that format. That deck was really good. And that deck was essentially just a 4-color value creature deck that also had a combo finish to act on with Rally. The deck was so good because it didn't need to cast Rally the Ancestors to win. It was playing Jace Vyron's Prodigy and Reflector Mage and Nantuko Husk and a bunch of really reasonable Magic cards that could win the game. And then if things didn't go right or your opponent tapped out, bam, you rally and they're dead. And this deck is very similar. It's a reasonable zombie deck. We have Cryptbreaker. We have cards like we said, Diregraf Colossus, which can make lots of zombies. We have Wayward Servant and Corpse Knight, which can drain your opponent for each zombie that comes into the battlefield. Corpse Knight's just one life loss for any creature. We have Nantuko Husk to power through large creatures, and Foulmire Knight to deter attackers. And, we're doing plenty of things that are very reasonable, with Cryptbreaker being perhaps the best because just a fantastic card draw engine. Cryptbreaker is phenomenal. I can't wait to play Cryptbreaker again. It's the main reason why I wanted to play the deck. But we have this combo kill too. So we have 2 Rally the Ancestors, and we're actually playing 4 copies of the card Return to the Ranks, which is similar. White X and Convoke, and you can return X creature cards from your graveyard, mana cost 2 or less. And this has no restrictions as far as them dying at the end of turn. So this can just return things, they live forever. Rally has a restriction where you can bring back things cost X or less. However, those creatures go away on the next upkeep. So this is more of a combo kill card, where you're going to bring back all your stuff, and they're going to die to a million Corpse Knight and Wayward Servant triggers. So that's the kind of combo finish, but it's not even really necessary, which is really good. But again, it can put you over the top if your opponent, plays an Ulamog, or things are going wrong in some way, and you got to kill your opponent really quickly. You can do that too. So the real kind of cool, hybrid combo deck where we're playing a fair deck that's also a combo deck as well, and that's just a really solid strategy in almost all formats, realistically. As we said, we have Cryptbreaker, Diregraf Colossus, and Nantuko Husk. A couple suppliers here, of course, to help fill our graveyard. Not going too far down the graveyard well here. Just playing a 1/1 zombie for 1 is very reasonable. We had Liliana, Untouched by Death. Pretty forgotten planeswalker, but 4 mana for 4 loyalty. +1, you mill the top 3 cards, and if there's a zombie in there, they lose 2, you gain 2. So a little value there, fill in the graveyard. The minus ability can kill creatures for your zombies. And the other minus ability, the ultimate, is only a -3, which can allow you to just cast things in the graveyard, which is pretty good too. So kind of an underutilized planeswalker, given that it can only really be played in a zombie deck that has graveyard-specific synergies. But hey, this is that deck, so we found it. Mana base is a little concerning. We're a little light on swamps for Isolated Chapel and Castle Locthwain. And then we are trying to play some double white cards with only, I believe it's 15 white sources, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, yeah, 15 white sources. But, the card draw from Cryptbreaker and things like that is pretty reasonable to make that happen. So, good curve, reasonable plan, nice end game, love it. Sideboard's got a bunch of other great stuff too. We have 4 Thoughtseize, of course, for any unfair matchup, control matchup, things like that. We have the ability to kind of just turn into a, aggro zombie deck if necessary. If we're scared of our opponent bringing in Rest in Peace or, multiple ways to stop our combo, we can just board up a combo, board in Thoughtseize, and just kill them. So 4 Thoughtseize, a couple Lifebane Zombies, very good card against green and white decks, obviously. A couple Murderous Riders, 3 Kalitas against creature decks. Again, if you feel like the combo is going to be under duress, you can just board in Kalitas and kill their creatures and kill them. 2 Fragmentize to kill Rest in Peace and other enchantments and artifacts. And then Ashiok Dream Render. Very nice here, double duty as a graveyard hate card and also a search hate card. And it's kind of cool. You can also mill yourself with this. It doesn't say target player mills 4 cards, then exiles their graveyard. It says target player mills 4 card, and then all your opponent's graveyards go away. I'm not really sure why it's like that, but you can mill yourself and still exile their graveyard. That's pretty cool. So, pumped to play this deck. I think it's super exciting. And we're going to get right to it after this short message from our sponsors at CoolStuffInc.com.
This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com. To learn more about this deck, click the link in the video's description below to read Jim's article.
All right, round 1, Cryptbreaker ahoy. God, I love Cryptbreaker. This video is mostly just going to be me gushing about how awesome Cryptbreaker is. Just such a good Magic card. This is just the tribal payoff you want. In a lot of ways, the old zombie deck in Standard reminded me of how the modern and Legacy Goblin deck plays out, where you just draw a lot of cards and kind of grind your opponent into dust. All right, so Hallowed Fountain to start, tapped. I suppose the card Supreme Verdict is pretty good against us, but I'd imagine Cryptbreaker is good against a control deck if they are playing blue-white control. So, run the old Cryptbreaker out there. We also have Return to the Ranks as a nice post Supreme Verdict play. We're going to want to draw land here, but all right, good draw there, good draw. We're going to cast our spell first, see if they counter it or not, and see if we can attack. I don't know if I want to attack into an Azorius Charm or not, honestly. But I'm definitely casting Servant, so I might as well cast Servant first, see what they do, and then attack. We got censored. Ouchie. Ouchie wowie. Don't mind that too much. I mean, obviously we've returned to the ranks to bring stuff back. Narset Parter Veils. Surprisingly annoying against our Cryptbreaker. It's very Time Raveler. Okay. I believe Emma said this is not a great matchup for us. Especially in game 1. But we will see what we can do. Alright, so we're going to run the Colossus out there and really make him have a Wrath. We're also going to poke this Narset. That way they can't minus it and keep it in play, which is nice. They have to Fairy. They bounce Colossus. You can play it again, attack to Fairy. It's not really the end of the world. You're going to cash in Narset. It's fine. Dark Salvation, obviously not the greatest card in this matchup. Revealing Censor's nice. Censor's a very weird card. It's very hard to evaluate. It's like good, but not good if your opponent plays around it, but it can be good, and just a weird card. All right. Another Cryptbreaker. Interesting. Well, we have to attack the Teferi, so playing 2 1-drops and starting to draw cards is off the menu, I think. So, excuse me, sorry. And we'll just play Colossus again. Definitely would like to adventure our Foulmire Knight if possible. Sure, so they're going to cash in their Censor. Makes sense, given what we know about it. Missing a land drop's not ideal. Like if they have like the Fairy Time Ravel or this turn or something, things could get a little gross, but nope, just a Verdict. Okay. We draw a land here. We could go double 1-drop and then cast Return to the Ranks. That's not too bad. So we can this can Convoke, obviously. So we can just play Cryptbreaker, play Foulmire Knight, and then Convoke out the Return, bring back Servant and Cryptbreaker, and then draw a card off of the Cryptbreaker. That is putting us a little soft to another Verdict, but it really forces them to have it. Otherwise, they're in not great shape. We could just play the Foulmire Knight by itself and not expose Cryptbreaker and still make a similar play. That might be a safer course of action to protect this Cryptbreaker. Yeah, I think that's safer. I think that's definitely safer. So play Foulmire Knight. And we'll just cast Return to Ranks, X equals 2. So definitely a better fair card than God, don't spell pierce me. Than Rally the Ancestors. Rally not very good in a matchup like this because it's hard to get the full shot off to kill them. Oh, I'm dumb. Okay, it didn't actually matter. I was thinking that we would have 3 zombies to draw a card off Cryptbreaker. Obviously, this is going to be tapped for Convoke, so I wasn't really thinking there. But same thing. I think we're in good shape here. Barring another verdict. Opt, sure. Definitely pretty excited to sideboard. This Dark Salvation was a Thoughtseize. I think we'll be pretty happy. Alright, so now we're in the... That's not a bad draw. Somewhat awkward spot of like, we want to pressure them, we also want to attack them. Or draw cards, I mean. I think we're going to start by just playing Nantuko Husk and seeing what they do, and then we'll probably just attack for 2 and draw a card. Nantuko Husk, of course, not very good against the Supreme Verdict deck or the Azorius Charm deck. So Servant triggers. We draw before we attack. Okay. I think we just attack. I mean, we get Azorius Charm here, so I think it's fine. They have Dig Through Time here. We're in pretty bad shape. They're going to field our Black Source. Sure. One of our wonderful swamps. Yeah. They're leaving up 2 mana instead of just paying the extra 2. It's kind of weird. What would they have to do with this 2 remaining mana? They could have just left more cards in their graveyard. It's pretty unlikely for them to not find a Wrath here. Dig Through Time is pretty busted. I mean, if they get a Wrath and we draw a land, we can just return to the ranks again. If they're able to set up Wrath plus Counterspell, I'd say we were probably pretty dead. But even then, we do have Colossus plus Cryptbreaker. It's not a bad turn. Fortunately, these zombie tokens come in tapped, so we can't draw a card with that play, but... Alright, so they've selected their card, and they're drawing up to 7 cards on their turn. Not feeling particularly great about this one. We shall see. We shall see. This is the important turn. They have a number of sequences here that are dreadfully bad for us. Yeah, I mean, fortunately, when your opponent gets to look at their top 7 cards, take the best 2, you usually end up in the worst case scenario. Corpse Knight. So now the question is, do you want to try and return to the ranks? I guess we're going to wait on return to the ranks. We'll just try and go Colossus Cryptbreaker and see what happens. Can maybe draw out the counterspell with the Colossus. Alright. So that's kind of cool. The problem is that we are not even close to damaging them. They're at 18 life and it's turn 8. That is it's no good either. And if we can resolve a return to the ranks here, you know, we can make some things happen maybe. Castle Ardenvale. Another return to the ranks. Alright. I guess we just Cryptbreaker and attempt to return to the ranks for 2. It's not the most exciting, but so we'll get back the Cryptbreaker and the Wayward Servant. Or at least attempt to. It's not like the best return to the ranks ever, you know, so it's going to resolve. I get to make a token or play dig. Brutal. I would not be surprised if this time next year, Dig Through Time is no longer a legal card in Pioneer. It's definitely living on borrowed time. The fact that it's like pretty good in control decks and then insanely good in combo decks it's kind of tough. I mean, clearly it's banned in literally every format that it's legal in. Pioneer is the only one. No fetch lands, of course, but still, just Dig Through Time is a pretty obscene Magic card. I mean, the good news is that, you know, they only have 4 Supreme Verdicts in their deck. And they're already through 2 of them. They cast another one here. They only have 1 left. And we still have Return to the Ranks. You know, that's really it. But, like, if we draw a land here, we're trying to cast Dark Salvation for 2 creatures, I think. No, that's the worst possible draw. We really wanted to play 2 things this turn. So, like, any creature that costs 2 or less, or a land, was a much better draw, but that's okay. I guess the Husk is what we're going to cast, so... Not being able to play 2 spells this turn is pretty bad for us. Yeah, that's bad. That's definitely bad. Certainly feels like our window's closing here. Stitcher's Supplier. That's not bad. It's not bad. So we could just like Corpse Knight and Supplier here. We could threaten Teferi with a a larger Husk activation. See what they do, honestly. They obviously can make a token and chump block, things like that, but we'll just see what happens. So, pretty sure we attack Big Teferi. They're going to cast their 4th Verdict. So that's actually really good, I think, because now they're just out of verdicts. So if they have a counterspell for my Return to the Ranks, yeah, that's really bad. But like, they didn't need to verdict there. They could have just made a token and blocked, you know? I think that was a little hasty on their side. Are they gonna double activate Castle Ardenvale? Okay. I mean, this isn't like... Alright, target player creates... Yeah. This is obviously not the ideal casting of this card, but, I mean, killing all one and making 2 2/2s is definitely above the bar for what this card will usually do as matchup, if it resolves. We still have Return to the Ranks, too, so... Sure. Going for it again. All right. ZB, the wonder hamster over there is being a little loud. Alright, so we have about 1 or 2 more turns to make forward progress. This is probably our last turn to do anything relevant, so let's cast Turn to the Ranks. Let's target Corpse Knight, Wayward Servant, Cryptbreaker, and then I think just Cryptbreaker again. I don't think we need just a Supplier anymore. Alright, so if this resolves, maybe we have a chance. It's not going to resolve. Alright, so pretty tough first game here. I mean, we just got kind of clowned, honestly. But that's blue-white control for you. They did cast all 4 verdicts, but I guess we could have kept playing, honestly, for a little bit. Like, if we drew a rally, like, the next turn, like, you might have been able to actually just kill them. But I don't think we were there yet, and it's very ultimates in 2 turns anyway, so, you know, realistically, we are not doing too good. So, 4 Thoughtseize, pretty easy. Murderous Rider, probably. I like to cut the Nantuko Husks for sure, and then a decent amount of our graveyardy stuff, and the pushes, obviously. So we have a lot of cards to take out, realistically. Also, possibly we want Fragmentize and or Lifebane Zombie. I think Lifebane Zombie is pretty reasonable. And I think I want to cut all the rallies. While it isn't instant, I don't know. It's tough. Rally's an instant, so you can kind of like finagle our way into trying to resolve it at some point, and it can just win the game. But they have Teferi in their deck to kind of turn that off anyway. And I just don't want to have too much... I mean, honestly, we're really not like... We have so many cards to take out, it almost doesn't even matter, right? So we can just keep... we're going to keep one... we'll do 1 rally for Return to the Ranks. I guess Return is kind of... Maybe we'll leave a rally in. Return's kind of awkward against Wrath, so... Planeswalker's fine. Foulmire Knight is a card we want to adventure if we can. Yeah. I think I'm fine with this. Seems a little tough. Like, we're not really fast enough to like apply enough pressure until like the verdicts and the planeswalkers come online. And we're not really card advantage-y enough to overcome them casting 2 dig through times. Also, you have Cryptbreaker online, which unfortunately we were not really able to do that game. But let's see. Let's see what we can do. I mean, as far as 1 land hands go, it is certainly not bad. We have 5 castable spells, triple Thoughtseize, a Cryptbreaker, and another 1-drop. But the problem is the card Dig Through Time is pretty good against Thoughtseize. We just Thoughtseize all our cards. They just cast a Dig. I don't think we can realistically keep this hand. Yeah, it's just we need to do something while we were Thoughtseizing, and this hand does not do anything. If his Lifebane Zombie was a swamp, we are off to the races. And if you told me you were clairvoyant and you knew a top card was a swamp, I would keep. But that's just too risky, I think. So we're gonna mulligan. Okay. This is not a great hand because we don't really have much pressure. But and I would love to adventure this. I don't want to just cast it, but I think it's better than going to 5. We're gonna keep and bottom Return to the Ranks. This is not a very good hand, unfortunately. I think playing Foulmire Knight on 1 is probably just incorrect, so I'm going to say go. Thank God we drew a creature. Oh boy. Whew. Card Censor is very, very annoying, no? Rest in peace. So sure. So this obviously turns off some of our cards, but we're more than capable of just like attacking them to death. So obviously Rest in Peace plus Supreme Verdict is pretty good, but I guess it just like completely turns this card off too. It's pretty bad for us. Corpse Knight. Maybe we're just shoving here. And just shove. Hope they don't have Wrath. It's like pretty likely they do. But if we just like attack and they Azorius Charm something, and we're just gonna like sit here and play 2/2s and not really do anything. Our Planeswalker is worthless. We're already down 2 cards. I'm pretty sure we just shove here. We're gonna play this stuff pre-combat because we want to if our Colossus gets Azorius Charms, we want to avoid that a little bit. So we're just gonna shove. If they have Verdicts, we're just dead. But our best chance is just to hope they don't have Verdict and just kill them. Because we probably can't beat their other cards. So if we play around Verdict, like if we play around Verdict, we just lose to their entire deck. But if we play like this, we only lose to Verdict. So that is the thought process here. They are at 11. You know, those drains add up. So, all right, they surely have Verdict. But Opt goes to the top. That's really bad. If they don't have Verdict, there's no way they top any cards not Verdict. So, all right. I mean, they're at 7. If we didn't have Verdict that turn, pretty sure we win. There's like no... Put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. If at least one of them is a zombie card, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. So, will this work if the cards don't actually go to the graveyard? I don't know. Why don't I use the power of the wealth of human knowledge that's at my disposal and check Gatherer? See if there's any rulings on this, because the card is obviously one of the cards you reveal, but if let's value X casting is out of your graveyard once the resolve. There are no rulings on it. Well, I don't think we're winning the game with the 2/2, so let's just try it and see what happens. I honestly have no idea what's going to happen. Usually pretty good on rule stuff, but I feel like this one could literally go either way. I'm leaning towards it's not going to work, but it does work. Okay. So, well, we got a 3-turn clock here. So, still bolting, people. I would say our clock is lessened. All right. I mean, if they're going to have Rest in Peace into Wrath into Lyra, I don't know what we can do. Murderous Rider off the top. Make it happen. And Lifebane Zombie was looking good. Oh, now we draw Thoughtseize. Oh boy. Spell Queller and Absorb. Don't know if I agree with the Spell Queller in the Wrath of God deck, but sure. I mean, I guess we are... I don't think it actually matters because they just have 2 answers to a Murderous Rider off the top. Yeah, it's pretty bad. And that one missed? Oh, brutal. I don't think we have any outs anymore, my friends. Pretty tough. Pretty tough. Stitcher's Supplier. They go to 8. Make a Zombie. They're going to Spell Queller my Stitcher's Supplier. I suppose that gives us a window to possibly draw Murderous Rider, so our opponent is opening some doors for us. The problem is they're like really tiny Hobbit-sized doors. Not even Hobbit. Smaller than that. I don't know what size they are, but they're not big enough to get through. Liliana, dead. That is not a Murderous Rider. We are making a board here. They can obviously castle for a blocker, and they are getting 5 life a turn, but they have 2 cards left. I mean, if they don't draw a spell for the rest of the game, like, and we draw either a Murderous Rider or a few zombies, like, I mean, we could theoretically win this game. Okay. I mean, they have a tap. They can still have a counterspell for this, but what are we going to do, you know? We're going to attack. See if we can get them to tap their lands. Azorius Charm, my Diregraf Colossus. Alright. Alright, them not making a token is pretty bad for us. So you're telling me there's a chance. One of the important parts of playing a control deck is to make sure that when you are ahead, you don't let your opponent slip through your fingers. They obviously may have not had a counterspell in their hand, but we're probably still going to lose. But I mean, next turn, we have Murderous Rider no matter what. So we have at least have a zombie to play or putting stuff in play. The Fairy plus Castles complicates things. They can untap. So I don't need to untap, so they have 2 of them. They are doing it anyway. That's fine. I guess that makes sense. Alright. We draw for turn. Is another Diregraf Colossus. Okay. We got a zombie out of the deal, you know? Could be worse. Could be worse. Diregraf Colossus is a pretty good magic card. If you're looking for good payoffs for playing zombies, Diregraf Colossus is certainly up there. Castle Ardenvale's really good. All the castles are just so good. They're extremely high on power level for such a low opportunity cost. You're basically just building a board with Minimum to Wrath, unfortunately, but Teferi's on 8. Oh my god. It's a hard cast dig through time? Nope. Nuclear pizza. So I suppose everything's attacking Teferi next turn, even though we're not even like ahead of them on creatures. We have 4, 5, 6, 7 attackers. They have 7 blockers. Yeah, I don't think it really matters, unfortunately. We have to lose Diregraf Colossus in the process. Alright, I mean, they get to ultimate Teferi, and then we have basically like 1, maybe 2 turns to kill them. They play a Teferi here, we're going to concede. Of either variety. Tough first match. Emma did state in her article about this deck that blue-white felt like one of the worst matchups. So, I mean, our hand... I mean, we honestly won this game, but just didn't have verdicts. You know, they're like 50-50 to have verdicts in their opening hand, basically, or opening few cards. And if they didn't have it, we probably won, realistically. But the game one was pretty tough. So we definitely have a puncher's chance, but it does seem a little tough. Supreme Verdict, rest in peace. Various counterspells for our recursive elements. Okay, so that's fine. Tough first one. Little scoop lag here on the old Magic Online. All right, match number 2. Let's do a little better than that one, right? We got Servant, Supplier. This hand's fun. Definitely needs a land, but I think Supplier and then return the rank's pretty nice. Obviously, you know, when we're not scared of overextending into a Supreme Verdict, we're going to be a little happy about dumping our stuff into play. It's definitely what we want to do. It's definitely our goal. Love to hit a zombie or 2 here. Oh yeah, we had Supplier and Foulmire Knight. Fantastic. Just fantastic. All right, and there's your second white source. So all I have to say is, please don't be playing blue eye control again. Coming in. The Wayward Servants do feel pretty good in this deck. You know, between the Diregraf Colossus and the recursive elements. All right, well, they're not playing blue-eye control. Another Supplier. That's pretty cool. All right, Supplier it up. Definitely going to be interesting figuring out what they're going for here. They just want to kill my servant in response. And if they do that, we can just like return the servant and something else. Or we could just wait and go for a bigger return later. Although realistically, we have Rally, so we're kind of just looking to build our graveyard. All right, so if they're playing Lightning Axe, they're probably playing the Arclight Phoenix deck. I think this is pretty good for us. We're gonna mill here. Just lands that time, sure. Then we're gonna return to the ranks, targeting Servant and Supplier. We're gonna really push our graveyard here. Try and set up for a pretty good route of the Ancestors. Supplier triggers again. And mills no creatures, unfortunately. So, a couple bricks there. We've milled land, Planeswalker, and we cast the spell. So, the good news is, of course, we have 5 power in play over 4 bodies. And if these things die, more cards go to the graveyard. So our rally is looking pretty good. They have a strategic planning. And we have Dark Salvation here waiting in the wings, which can kill most things at the moment. They bin a Young Pyromancer and a land. Okay. All right. I mean, we're swinging for the Ancestor. That's not a bad draw either. It's funny. We've removed all the zombies from the graveyard, so that's a little less good than it could be. But we're coming in. This game is feeling pretty good. Drain for 1. Get a 3/3 in play. That third toughness is surprisingly relevant in a world of wild slashes. All right, here comes Crackwing Drake. Fantastic. So that makes our Dark Salvation go from being a pretty bad card to the best possible card. And they're almost dead this turn, if not dead. Target me in that. So remember, the Salvation is not the -X. It's just the X just creates zombies, and then it counts your total zombies in play. And we have 6, so there's times you can cast Dark Salvation for 1 black as like a shock or a lava dart. I missed one. They're going to 2. All right, well, should hit attack all, but I don't think we're in trouble here. Unless they have main deck Anger of the Gods, I think we should be fine. Anger of the Gods definitely a very good card against us, though, so something we should probably watch out for in post-sideboard games. Definitely interesting sideboarding against this deck. We're definitely scared of Anger. Are we interested in Murderous Rider? Kalitas seems very good against them because it gets around Anger and Wild Slash and makes Arclight Phoenix look silly. So the question is, like, how graveyardy do we even want to go? Do we want to try and play around Anger of the Gods? I don't think Fatal Push is very good. I don't mind leaving the Salvations. I think just like 3 mana, make it 2/2, kill an Arclight Phoenix is fine, but the push is pretty bad. So push for Kalitas is really easy. And then it's definitely a question of, do we want any copies of Thoughtseize? To either preempt an Anger of the Gods or just slow them down. I'm not really thrilled about it, but I do want to cut some of these Return to the Ranks and Rally the Ancestors. because both look really bad in the face of an Anger of the Gods. We could also Ashiok them, just to get their graveyard. I don't hate it. I'm not sure how good it is. I guess Ashiok can mill us too, which is kind of cool. Alright, I'll take the double up here. So maybe we'll ship 2 copies of Return in the ranks. Let's go 3-1. Because I'm worried with Rally that if they have a counterspell or if they anger us, we're not gonna have enough critical mass to actually win the game with it. And then we can use Ashiok to either exile their graveyard or mill us as well. So we are a little lighter on removal now. Now our only removal is 2 Lilianas and 2 Dark Salvations. So maybe we want to leave like a push or 2 in, but I don't think so. So it does make Kalitas worse if we have less actual kill spells in our deck, but even just a 3-4 lifelinker is pretty good. And obviously we can just sacrifice things to Kalitas, because Kalitas says sacrifice a vampire or a zombie. And if Kalitas becomes a 5-6, that should probably end the game. Much like Lyra Dawnbringer did last game. So, alright, mulligan here. It's not the best hand I've ever seen, but it's reasonable. Definitely an interesting puzzle here of what do we play and when do we play it. Do you want to try and Foulmire Knight? Profane Insight? Do you want to risk Cryptbreaker to a turn 1 Wild Slash? Or just hold on to it? I think because we drew a Swamp and we want to discard cards for Cryptbreaker, we're just going to play the Cryptbreaker. Obviously they can kill it. If they kill it, they kill it. But making a zombie token out of one of these various swamps in our hand does feel pretty good. Wow. So I had figured if they were boarding in Anger of the Gods, they were going to board out Young Pyromancer. So this might be a tell that they just don't have Anger of the Gods in their sideboard. I guess it makes sense because they're playing Phoenixes. So maybe that was just a dum-dum on my part. So we should probably leave those pushes in. Alright. We're just going to say go and make a swamp into a zombie here. We may end up losing to this Young Pyromancer. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So, yeah, the Cryptbreaker will give the Colossus the 3rd toughness to survive another Wild Slash. So, we don't need to just try and like be cute and discard another zombie here. I suppose Ashiok first, milling us, could possibly make for a bigger Colossus, and not risk it immediately. We'll have to mill 8 cards before we cast Colossus, which is kind of appealing, honestly. And exile in their graveyard right now is obviously only 1 card, but like slowly eating their graveyard does have value. Although if they have a Wild Slash, they can just kill the zombie and then kill the Ashiok immediately, which is pretty bad. We just cast the Colossus, I think. Probably should attack first, but tapping a blue and a red. Is a charm. 2 damage to my zombie. Alright, so I mean, maybe I should have attacked first. They might have just taken the 2 before they cast the Is a Charm, but it's fine. So yeah, between Is a Charm and Wild Slash, the 3rd toughness is very important. Oh my god. Alright. Well, Diregraf Colossus, you have some work to do, my friend. I mean, they're threatening Wild Slash. I'll respect it. We lose a Colossus, we just can't win, so... Alright, we don't hate land here. We'll get to Foulmire Knight and Husk and make a bunch of zombies, so... I don't think our one Colossus can outpace their 2 Pyromancers, though. I suppose 2/2s are better than 1/1s, but... So they're being pretty aggressive with their spells, which leads me to think they have Treasure Cruise. So I think that getting Ashiok down as soon as we possibly can is probably going to be a priority. Obviously, it's our only card in hand, so if we have it next turn, we're going to play it. But I think if we drew a spell we wanted to cast, we might prioritize Ashiok anyway. Planning, sure. That does put 3 in the bin, and that is not enough to cast a cruise. So but they only have 2 cards left. You know, we are obviously they have a million elementals, but Lightning Axe, my thing, discarding Mizium Mortars. I would say we are in massive trouble. Not sure what our top card needs to be here, but I don't. It's probably a card that's not in our deck. So we're going to mill ourselves. Maybe some sort of Hail Mary rally can win the game for us. They're going to lose their entire graveyard. They only have 1 card left. So if that card is actually Treasure Cruise, maybe there's a path. 1, 2, 3. We have 5 zombies in the graveyard. We boarded out a rally and a return to the ranks. So you have 1 rally and 3 return to the ranks in our deck. So tap to blue, said paying costs, then untapped. That might have been that might be their cruise. And they just didn't realize their graveyard was gone. I don't know what else that could be, so... Alright, so you get to eat 3 elementals here. Ashiok's dead, but did a pretty good job for us, I think. Hopefully exiling their graveyard's relevant, and it puts some good stuff in our graveyard, so... Tapping a blue, trying to pay costs. Opt. We really need a bottom into a land draw, into the last card is Cruise, and maybe we can get back into this game. Nope, just a 3rd Young Pyre. Okay, Fatal Push is coming back in. Fatal Push is coming back in. That wasn't the worst. Milled some more zombies. So we're not dead yet. If their last card is indeed Cruise, and they just brick for, you know, a few turns, that's a land. So you're telling me there's a chance. All right. I mean, now every zombie we play is a shock. I don't think we have attacks. Like, would I trade 2 zombies for 4 elementals? I don't know. Maybe I would. Because we have 2/2s and they have 1. They have, like, I would trade Servant and Corpse Knight for Pyromancers if it came down to that. Alright, let's attack. We're also draining them too, so. Wow. Okay. That's interesting. Huh. No blocks was very unexpected. Going right to combat. Okay. Rally the Ancestors. Okay. 1, 2, 3. We have 5 creatures in our graveyard. We just need, so they have 2 cards in their hand, and they're not anything proactive. So a card like Negate is very possible, and we should play around that if we have the opportunity to. You can also sack the Supplier. I think we just attack, and we just need to try and make them do things so we can resolve this rally. Not you. We could attack with everything. We just attack with everything. Like, they don't really have great blocks, right? Like, and they can trade off with my Corpse Knight and Servant. We actually like want that to happen. Just ship it. Sure. We're at 17. They're at 10. Why would you want to kill the zombie token and not the Wayward Servant? Okay. Is it Charm is a problem. That's a possible card they could have. A second, like a could counter the rally. All right, this is. I'm never going to sack this response, I guess. But so the question is, what about this last card they have? We milled, so we have plenty to kill them. If we resolve a rally, they lose. The question is, can we keep playing Magic, or should we just try and go for it right now while they only have 1 card in hand and just pray that card is not an Is It Charm or a counter spell of some kind? If they can definitely beat us by never tapping, by leaving those 2 mana untapped for the rest of the game. We're just gonna go for it. They all they need to do is play 1 and 2 mana spells the rest of the game and they win. So they can always leave up Is It Charm. We're just going to go for the win right now. If a second is a charm, so be it. I think they would have used it last turn. So, alright, cool. Place my abilities on the stack. Stack abilities automatically. That never works. Are you kidding me? There's no way to do this automatically? Oh my god. Wow. Alright. I guess I can just do these. It'll stack them all if they're the same. Well, there's your combo kill. In case you wanted to see it. And this is why the combo kill is so effective. Because even though our opponent has 3 Pyromancers in play and made about 15 Elementals this game, we still were able to overcome it with the combo, which is cool. So we're still a fair deck, but the power level is there as well. So in case you didn't know what happened, all of our stuff came into play and triggered all of our stuff. So it's pretty simple, I guess. Yeah, Corpse Knight and Wayward Servant say when a zombie comes in play, they lose life, and lots of zombies came into play. So much better second match there. Much better second match. 1-1. All right, match number 3. The old Snookster. Friend of mine lives out in the Northeast. This hand's great. We're on the play. Got that old 1-2-3. Got the Dark Salvation. Hopefully our opponent's playing creatures. But this is pretty good. This is pretty good. Basic Mountain. Okay. So the good news is that there's just a lot of must-kill creatures in this deck. And that plays perfectly into the rally plan. You know, if your opponent is incentivized to kill Cryptbreaker before you draw cards, or Colossus before you make zombies, then that plays into your rally plan perfectly. So that's awesome. All right, so we'll attack here. And if they block, we can consider Dark Salvation. If not, we're just going to play the Colossus. Salvation scales really well, so very happy to hold on to it, use it later on a more threatening creature. Making a 3-3 instead of a 2-2 is very nice, because it gets around Wild Slash. Could have Lightning Strike, but then we just have another one, so... Soulscar Mage. Alright, so they have a strike. It's fine. Monkey. Ooh, that was great. That was really, really good. I was just going to say we'd love to draw a 1-drop here. That's phenomenal. So now we have getting that first token off Colossus is huge. Anytime you can go Colossus and 1-drop in the same turn, that's the sequence you usually want. Because you can guarantee value off it. It's also a 4-4 now. So I guess we could have done it the other... Yeah, we could give it like the zombie. If we had Suppliered first, the Colossus could have been bigger, but... Alright, so we milled a Rally, a Liliana, and a Servant. Alright, if they have Chandra to kill Colossus here, that's fine. I mean, we just have Dark Salvation for a whole bunch, and we get to kill their Chandra, and we're still winning the Life War, so I think we're in pretty good shape still. Draw a land, we're happy for a big Salvation. We draw a spell, we're happy, so not a bad place to be. I only have 2 cards left, so... And we're also at the point in the game now where we're just drawing to... that's a pretty aggressive attack. I respect that. Where we're just drawing to any Rally or the other card. Alright, so that's pretty awesome. So... I'm going to kill Chandra. I'm going to poke them for 4. And then 2 more with this Dark Salvation. But if we just draw Rally or... return to the ranks at any point, we probably just win. So, let me kill the Karizev. Probably. Honestly, neither creature is very good. It's more so just the fact that I want to get 2 zombies here. I don't really care what I kill. Realistically, it just drains for 2 and puts two bodies in play. That was wrong. I should have killed Soulscar Mage because if they have Chain Whirler, they can actually maybe get back in the game. That was a huge mistake. We definitely should have killed Soulscar Mage. They're playing the kind of like big, chunky red deck, and they play 4 Chainwars. That was a mistake. Not punished, but definitely want to kill Soulscar Mage there. That is the difference between the two. Cool. That was a pretty good game for us. So, mono red, unlikely to have much graveyard hate. I would say Kalitas is definitely coming in. Pretty happy with Murderous Rider, too. I would say could shave like Foulmire Knight to make us a little less weak to Chain Whirler, but things dying is honestly kind of fine. Liliana's not great. I should have a draw. It's pretty slow and just like slow and not great. Could cut. I mean, I don't think you want to cut any of these, honestly. Like that game, if we ever drew one of these, it was just game over. Our Nantuko Husks probably aren't great because the board's probably going to be pretty empty. It is big, but it's hard to like sacrifice it into like shocks and stuff. And then maybe we cut like a Foulmire Knight. Like maybe we're certainly upping our curve a bit. Maybe I want to cut like a 2 or a 3 instead of Foulmire Knight. I could cut one of the effects. Maybe cut like a Rally seems really good. Yeah, this is fine, I think. We have enough to do in the early turns. I think we're good. No Lifebane, no nothing else. Yeah, it's good. I guess I could have like Grafdigger's Cage. It's like the only real graveyard hit I can think of. That would be annoying. We could like shave a Return to the Ranks just to like play around possible graveyard hate of some kind. I suppose, and anger is pretty unlikely. Okay, this hand's pretty awkward. So we have a Isolated Chapel, but we have double 1-drop, 2-drop, Rally, and Colossus to keep this. We can't ship this one. And Supplier into Colossus is great. If this could be a 4/4, that would just be amazing. So, okay. I'm pretty sure we just play Chapel here. Playing a 1-drop, taking a pain, into a 1-drop, taking a pain just feels bad. Nothing? Okay. Foulmire Knight. I mean, whatever he plays is going to die. So I'm pretty stoked to play this Supplier. And we could just play like the Foulmire Knight also. I mean, actually, we can't play cards into Chain Whirler, actually. That's really bad. So whatever we play shouldn't die to Chain Whirler. So I guess we'll just play Corpse Knight. Alright. That's fine. Playing the Supplier before I play the Colossus is kind of nice, but at the same time, we don't even know if we're going to be drawing a land next turn anyway, so... Rabblemaster? It's pretty good. Well, let's see what turns up here. 2 more creatures. So is it Foulmire Knight or is it another Supplier? Supplier, I mean, if we already hit 3 creatures, if this dies, it's 4. We could make a really big Diregraf Colossus, possibly. But we're not going to be able to stop this Rabblemaster, probably. Not that Foulmire Knight's going to live. They ever want to kill it. So, alright, we'll Supplier. Let's go for broke. Let's try and draw land next turn. Wait, one more creature? Okay. Chandra Torch of Defiance. Interesting. 2 red. Lightning Strike. Mill 3 lands. Ooh, we really wanted those lands. That's brutal. Alright. I think we're just going to block here. And mill more creatures. So... Oh no! We drew the land, but it's a tap land. Diregraf Colossus is going to would have been so big. Oh man, that's brutal. We would have had a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, a 10/10 Colossus, and then untapped and played multiple creatures. Oh man, that's brutal. That's a brutal one. And then anything we play is just gonna die anyway. Yeah, we're in big trouble. Mana base ain't perfect, that's for sure. We're gonna play 2 1-drops and hope to God that we can untap. I don't think it matters at this point. I think that's probably too much to overcome. If we had been able to play it this turn, it would have been fine. But we do have a rally. So I guess we actually could win the game next turn. If I'm just being stupid. We draw land. I mean, it brings back a lot of stuff. There's 3 Corpse Knight effects. Might just be lethal next turn if we draw land. It's actually kind of insane. Lightning Strike. Glorybringer. Alright, let's draw land and kill him, I guess. Now that there's 2 more creatures in the graveyard, it's definitely lethal, so. As long as we're not dead. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, that's 5. I think we're dead. Nope, we're 2. Don't be Godless Shrine. Don't you dare. Basic Swamp. Oh my god. We doing it. Bang. Oh, okay. That there. Is this 20? I did not do the math. Because we're basically dead, so I didn't even bother. Yeah, I mean, F6. Count it up. How much is it? We are gaining life too, so. Wow, it was exactly enough. I'm sorry, it was 1 over. It was 21. But if we, even if it wasn't enough, we would have probably gained enough life to survive the following turn. So, I mean, that was pretty sweet. That was turn 5. And a lot of things went wrong that game. So, we're definitely seeing now the power of a deck after a pretty miserable first match. That was a fairly convincing victory there. So we are 2-1. All right. Let's keep going here. Ooh boy. Yeah, that's a hand of magic cards. That's definitely a hand of magic cards. Mulligan. Okay, we can keep this. Keep this, ship a rally. And it's not amazing, but it's definitely a hand. Let me lead on Supplier. I definitely want the option to be able to adventure the Foulmire Knight. We've been Fatal Push, Chapel, Return to the Ranks, so a blank mill, but still okay. Our opponent is moving to discard. And discards a Haunted Dead. That is devotion to one's craft. That is devotion to one's craft. That just seems really, really ambitious to me. They must have a double prized amalgam hand. I couldn't fathom moving to discard in Pioneer just to get a Haunted Dead into your graveyard. Unless they had the double prized amalgam nuts. Fortunately, it may be good enough. Nah, we're gonna be fine. We'll get our chip shots in here. I think we're gonna adventure our Foulmire Knight. So we just want to draw another few creatures, and then we can get this rally off after a few blocks. So I think we're gonna be in alright shape. Opponent plays Blooming Marsh. Says go. I'm going to say they 100% have double prized amalgam. That is my call. Cast Profane Insight. Draw a card, lose a life. It's a Wayward Servant. That's phenomenal. And a Caves of Koilos. It's a little less than phenomenal. That's okay. There's no way they can make multiple blockers this turn. However, we are going to only blockers back ourselves. So we're going to leave the Supplier and the Foulmire Knight back on D. Get him a Corpse Knight. Get some nice little drains here. I think we're doing pretty good, barring some crazy creeping chill hits. Here it comes. Here it comes. Prized Amalgam 1 and Prized Amalgam number 2. No, they're going to cast Grizzly Salvage. And they're going to keep Satyr Wayfinder. I am unbelievably floored. I can only assume that that their move to discard was intentional and not a misclick. Because that's just insane. But to not have a payoff for putting Haunted Dead in the graveyard just feels insane to me. Alright, so there's our Amalgam. This is fine, though. I mean, now we get to just attack. Love to draw a spell here. That's a spell. That's a spell. Would you rather cast the Colossus first? I mean, the fear here, I think, is driven to despair. And we lose our Rally of the Ancestors. Everything would have Menace anyway, though. So it's not even like leaving blockers back does a ton. I think we just slam ball. They want to double up one of my my 2 Drain Life friends. I don't think I mind that. Sure. This means we're not getting driven to despair, which is awesome. So some stuff gets milled. It's gonna be another Narcomoeba, another Prized Amalgam. Okay. It's not too bad. Not too shabby. And we're going to play a well-sized Diregraf Colossus at a beefy 4/4. Not that well-sized, but decently sized. And with Servant Foulmire Knight, we're certainly not there yet on actually killing them with Rally, but it is reasonably close. The Supplier hits a Salvage, a Tomb, and an Angler. They still have many cards in hand. We're also in the good spot of like, we just want our stuff to die, so we can just attack with everything, kind of just willy-nilly. And they're coming in. I mean, I'm blocking 10 ways till Sunday. They're just trying to push damage because they have Haunted Dead anyway. Seems like most likely outcome to me. Like to draw a spell here. That is definitely a spell. I think we just ship and then attack. 4/4 is good enough for me sizing wise, and I would like to get the other, the Drain Trigger and the token. We'll get 2 Drain Triggers actually. So we get Drain Trigger number 1, and then Drain Trigger number 2, and then we slam. And once again, we want everything to die here, so they're probably just gonna chump, I would assume. We're also just winning on the board, so like, I guess they're getting Haunted Dead, which is fine, but they discard 2 copies of Driven to Despair. Well, that might actually be a problem. Because now they can get the Rally out of my hand, but even so, they can't kill my stuff, and they're pretty close to dead, and I have 2/4/4 Diregraf Colossi. So like any zombie we draw is really, really good too. I don't think this is the end of the world. We also just have like 6 or 5 or 4, I guess, other rally effects. And if they have to blow their turn playing Despair, it's just not really that bad for us. We just really want to draw any spell next turn. Except for like maybe Fatal Push. I think every other spell is phenomenal. Angler, sure. And they're not going to Despair me? Alright, great. So now the game's over. I mean, the game's over right now if I just cast Rally, so we'll just attack first, but sure. Cryptbreaker. Hold on. We just rally and we cast Cryptbreaker and win because we get back all things. 3 things. There's Jade of Triggers anyways. I don't think it matters what we do, honestly. Just rally for 2. And then casting Cryptbreaker is good for like 7 triggers anyway, so. Cool. Definitely a weird game. I have never seen a player in Pioneer go to their discard step. You see that Legacy occasionally. If a Reanimator player has a Grizzlebrand and a Reanimate and a land and they're on the draw, turn 2 Grizzlebrand is still pretty good. But there's a pretty big cost to moving to discard. Alright, so we want Ashiok. We want Kalitas. I would say we don't want Liliana. I would say I would like to shave a Return to the Ranks. And then, I guess Fatal Push is pretty bad too. So maybe we do want Liliana. I don't even know what kind of graveyard hate they could have. They could have their own Ashiok. I mean, Liliana's pretty bad. They're pretty good at putting a lot of its accuracy in play. You know what? I think with Kalitas in our deck, we actually do want the Fatal Pushes. Let me leave like 2 in. We'll cut like 1 other like Return to the Rank effect. Make ourselves a little less reliant on our graveyard in case they do have some sort of hate. Yeah, I kind of like this. There's a world where push is just better than Dark Salvation. Dark Salvation is pretty good though. Like the creatures are certainly relevant. It's definitely a gum the board up kind of matchup. No good. I mean it's better. Push is definitely our worst card. Yeah, it's gotta be push. Like, it could be rally, because we're gonna lean on Kalitas a little bit. And the push is obviously good with the Kalitas. As well as possibly buying us time. It may just rally, actually. We have no way to fill our graveyard. If we had, like, 2 suppliers in our hand or something, maybe we're more interested in trying to build towards that, but we're not really building towards it in any meaningful way, so let's play Cryptbreaker. We're just gonna curve out here and try and draw a zombie and start draw some cards, get Kalitas online. Kalitas. Satyr Wayfinder reveals ultimate price. Prized Amalgam and some lands. So they have a watery grave in hand. We have a Corpse Knight. It's fine. It's our third zombie, so that's cool with us. Stitcher's Supplier. Prized Amalgam, Fatal Push. They brought in a lot of removal, which is actually great for us. Because obviously that plays perfectly into our rally plan. They have 2 mana up. So it's probably Grizzly Salvage, but it could be also an interactive spell. Alright, we drew a land, which is awesome. Here's Corpse Knight. They have a kill spell. We'll see it now. Nope. Okay. And then I'm pretty sure we just draw a card here. If we draw a 1-drop, we want to play it, so... And just don't hit Nargamoeba, please. They hit Gather the Pack, some lands, and Fatal Push. It's a lot of pushes and altar prices, you know? They're going to keep the Overgrown Tomb. And draw Untitled Chapter, sure. So, fine by me. No pressure. Kalitas is coming down. We got Fatal Push online. Definitely an interesting question of when do we want to cast this Kalitas. We could definitely cast it the turn we cast Push. Alright, this Gather the Pack hits Haunted Deads. And they're going to keep both Suppliers, actually. That's pretty good. That's not bad. But they're definitely going to Haunted Dead this turn, so... Okay, that's their tomb. And they're coming in. It's time to party. So next turn, they're going to have a pretty sizable attacking force. Double Amalgam, and a Haunted Dead, and a token. And we don't got too much else going on here. I mean, we just rip Kalitas off here. The question is, are we going to draw cards? Are we going to attack? What's our plan looking like here? Unfortunately, if they have a ultimate price or even a fatal push, I guess the push wouldn't do things for a while. Like, you would have to at least get some... I'd have to at least get one zombie before the push worked. Or if they have Assassin's Trophy, but we got to cast this thing. So if they have Driven to Despair, we're going to lose our entire hand. So the question is, do we attack or do we just draw a card? If we attack a bolt, they have to double block to kill one of these Corpse Knights. Although if they have a... You know, I think they can't do that. I kind of think we just attack. I mean, drawing a card is good. The Corpse Knights can block a Supplier or a Wayfinder in case they do have the kill spell for Kalitas. And get attack. Now a Cryptbreaker, because they can just get the token back and block, but I think I'm cool with this. And if they want to block with the Supplier and the token, I'm really happy with that because we get a zombie and we get to exile their Supplier and so on. So they have 3 amalgams? Like, I miscounted their amalgams. Oh, they only had 2. That's not great, but it's not like our 2 just block well anyway, so. Alright, and if they have a way to push everything through, we could dive a turn. They have like the big pig or Driven to Despair. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. Still not really enough. It's got to be the big pig or a way to kill Kalitas. The big pig being Decimator of the Provinces. It's the Emerge Eldrazi Crater of Behemoth. That's what they have. No, it's a Creeping Chill. Well, that could have been worse. Yeah, that could have been worse. That could have been worse. Okay. I mean, we can just like ship everything to Kalitas now and attack for a bajillion and gain a bajillion life. We can sack Corpse Knight, make Kalitas bigger, fatal push something. I guess they would still die to them blocking with everything. That might not even be bad, though, because we'll exile all their prized amalgams and get a bunch of zombies. The interesting question is, what do we sacrifice to Kalitas? Because the Corpse Knights are honestly kind of valuable. as is gaining life for us. If we had one more mana, we can make a zombie and then sacrifice the token, but I think we just act like Kalitas and see what happens. We're probably going to sack and push. And I guess if I sack a Corpse Knight, I can then draw a card off the zombie that I get. Let's see what happens. That's great. Okay. So we definitely want to kill. So now we get to kill 2 things. That's great. So we get to do this. That's okay. We're going to sacrifice a... So we have Castle Locthwain also, as far as drawing cards goes. We sacrifice a Corpse Knight and push an Amalgam, get another zombie. We can draw another card. Or we sacrifice Cryptbreaker, so we want to keep the Knights around. I think it's the... We want to keep the Cryptbreaker, I think. So let's sacrifice Corpse Knight. We are, like, honestly, we're throwing away Kalitas here. We are trading Kalitas, but we're getting pretty insane value off of it. We're getting 3 zombies, gaining 5 life. Well, actually, yeah, okay. They're going to lose some more life, and now we have a bunch of zombies and play the Cryptbreaker. I should have drawn a card on my turn, maybe. Maybe not, actually. Like, maybe we could have been a little more patient, but the thing is, the longer we wait, the more chances they have to just, like, Mai's, like, 3 Creeping Chills, or just draw away to kill Kalitas. Like Liliana's defeat. They have Ashiok also. Okay. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got the Angler. Okay. So they have Supplier. Supplier. It's an Narcomoeba, sure. They have Angler too. This is not like... It's a little precarious. Definitely need to draw a spell, obviously. I think we're double blocking here. Yeah, we're going to block Supplier. Just give it to him. I think preserving our life total with the Castle and the Cryptbreaker in play is pretty important, so... Okay. It's not the worst, not the worst. And they hit Price, Wayfinder, Angler. So and we draw a Supplier of our own. Okay. It's all well and good. Yeah, this is great. So play Supplier. They lose some life. You know, we're just draining with the Corpse Knight here. We're just drawing the more Corpse Knight effects, so we do want to keep all of our blockers available in case they have Driven Despair, I think. Play land here, let's play Husk. And then the Cryptbreaker can make a zombie off our Courtyard in hand. That's pretty good. Let's pass turn here. We have to draw 2 cards if we want to also. We have a large Husk blocker if we want it. Our graveyard's pretty full. They're at 7, going to 6 off our Cryptbreaker. Don't know if they boarded out some Creeping Chills or not, because they've only hit 1 so far. And that's usually a board out. They boarded in a lot of cards. They boarded in Liliana's defeat. They brought in Fatal Push. They brought in Ultimate Price. So something's got to give, you know. Grizzly Salvage, sure. Reveals Wayfinder, Angler. I mean, the Narcomoeba is good, but it puts the Angler into their hand, sure. Sure. So let's draw a card. Fatal Push, cute. We're going to sacrifice Supplier. You know, they have like ultimate price here, so we're not at the end of the world, so. Sure. Sure. Draw another card. Sure. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Not too shabby. Oh, I guess I screwed up. I was supposed to make a zombie. Alright, whatever. I got kind of caught up what I was doing. I was supposed to make the zombie and then tap the zombie to draw the card. So that's fun. It's a little oopsie. I think we're okay. Yep. Corpse Knight. I mean, they are pretty close to dead. I mean, now we're just going to play the land, I think. I guess not. There's no reason to play the land. Alright, they go to a low life total. We just say go. Don't see them killing us anytime soon, so... Be pretty amazed if they killed us this turn. I guess they could just, like, if they actually kept all 4 chills in, they just spike all 4 chills. Like, if they had, like... I don't even know what they could have. If they have, like, they mill 5 here, they hit all 3 Creeping Chills and Driven to Despair, I guess we're dead. But... Sure. Opponent's Trooper. That's for sure. Just playing it out. I mean, like, we're going to draw a card. They're dead to basically everything in the entire world. I don't even know what could possibly lose us the game here. We draw all lands. We still have Kalitas attacking for a bunch of gaining life. We have a push to kill something and make it zombie. We've got... And then any creature we draw of any kind kills them with the Corpse Knights. So I don't know what we could lose to here. Hardcast Creeping Chill, sure. Godless Shrine, sure. Yeah, alright, sure. So, I'll just rally here and kill them. Pew, 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 pew. It's a lot of triggers. Even without the rally there, we still just like sack a zombie, attack Kalitas, fatal push something, and we're feeling pretty good. So, cool. After a rough start, things have looked really good since then. Deck seems sweet. Pretty convincing wins, honestly. Like, we really were never in that much danger in any of those games. It feels good. It feels pretty good. A lot of power of a deck. A lot of power of a deck. And we can see how a lot of the games, like, we're already doing pretty well with our fair plan regardless. And then all of a sudden Rally shows up and it's like, oops, we win. That's cool too, you know. There's been 1 or 2 games where we've been dead to rights and we've had Rally to come back and win, which is also good. But yeah, we probably need to figure out some sort of methodology for the control matchup, I think. Not sure what that is. I mean, cards like Liliana of Last Hope could be a thing. Even like Scrappy Scrounger, honestly. Just like a card that is just good against Supreme Verdict. Could be a thing as well. Round 5. Let's do it. It's a good time to remind everyone that there's a companion article to this video and all my videos on CoolStuffInc.com. So if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hop on over to the CoolStuffInc.com proper website and check that out. A little write-up about the deck and a little information there. Of course, I do a video Monday and then the article, the full-on written articles every Friday. Check that one out. Last Friday's article was looking at all of the devotion cards that are currently legal and standard that are going to go from fringe players to possible mainstays because of the new devotion mechanic, the old new devotion mechanic returning in Theros. So check that out, CoolStuffInc.com. And of course, promo code Jim5 when you buy some stuff. Buy something, will ya? End step wild/me. Very aggressive. Alright, well, I mean, I feel pretty good about them wild/ing me. So, we had a Foulmire Knight. I mean, we just need to, like, literally just cast spells and then cast Rally win the game, so. We want them to kill all of our cards. Fire away. That's 2 creatures in the graveyard. They play a Realm Master here? No. Oh. Ooh. I think we're happy Cryptbreakering, honestly. We're gonna shock. So I think we're likely to want the mana next turn anyway, so. Cryptbreaker says no. Not about it. Not having it. So that's also totally fine with us because again they're just putting creatures in the graveyard we want there anyway, so. Suppose Rekindling Phoenix would be a little annoying here, but alright. It's fun. It's a card. Interesting. So I mean, killing the Phoenix obviously doesn't really do anything. It does make a zombie and we can draw a card off of it. So that's not nothing. Us drawing a 1-drop is pretty good. I suppose the fear here is like Glorybringer and then just like kill us in 2 turns. But we can't really stop that. Yep. I think we just do this. One, two, three. Hold on. We can be a little creative here. We could Dark Salvation our own Stitcher Supplier. That works, right? Target player creates token, then 1 target creature. We could just kill our own Supplier. That is interesting. Because it's not really doing anything, and killing Phoenix doesn't really do anything. And we don't need... I guess we're not like that close to winning yet. We have 6, that would be 8 damage from the graveyard. It's not really that good. It's also very telegraphing if we do that, of what we have. We could even like draw a zombie and then just discard it to Cryptbreaker. Actually, no, we can't do that. It's Rally. We need more mana for Rally for that. This is actually a pretty interesting spot. Other option is just to, I guess, kill Phoenix and draw a card. Obviously, if we kill the Supplier, we can't draw a card. And we're just kind of hoping that our 3 cards are good. I mean, what's our deck? Our deck is 25 creatures. So we've already drawn, or you've already seen 7 lands and a spell versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 8, 7 lands and 2 spells. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 creatures and 9 non-creatures. So we're about like 50-50 on creatures. So if we get 2, it's good. If we get 1, it's kind of medium. That's like pretty interesting. I mean, I'm mostly thinking about doing this because I'm scared of Glorybringer next turn. Like they had a hand where they wild slashed us, and they've just been killing our creatures. And if they had any threat that cost 3 or less, they probably would have played it. So I think that land Glorybringer is a reasonable hand. They only have 2 cards, so it has to literally be land Glorybringer. So maybe we can just wait. Maybe we just slow down a little bit. I'm just gonna kill their Phoenix. We could also just attack for 2, which might be better than drawing a card. Might not be. It's also, we could just spike a Fatal Push. Or, actually, yeah, this is what we're doing. We're drawing a card. So if you draw a Fatal Push or Salvation, we can just kill the Phoenix. So, let's just go for it. Alright, we just Swamp. It's not very good. So, just don't have land Glorybringer. Basically. They have Torbran for 6 damage. That could be worse. I mean, now if they have Glorybringer in hand, we're dead. So they just need land to cast it, but Wayward Servant. Interesting. So we're just gonna discard this to Cryptbreaker and then try and win next turn. And hopefully things die, I guess. I can draw a card too. Come on, Magic On, you can do it. Alright, I guess don't Glorybringer me. I guess we also just die to like a burn spell at this point. This is just 6. We're just dead to a light. We're to any burn spell here. We also cast Servant and then make a token to go to 10. That means we still die to everything. Because everything does 4 or more damage. Burn spell wise, and it does 6. So I don't think we can do anything. Honestly. I think we're just saying go. We're better off holding it because we want it in the graveyard. If we play it and they don't attack with a ground creature, it won't be in the graveyard. So maybe killing the Supplier was right. So I wasn't considering Torbran, but like there are obviously other things that kill us in 2 turns that aren't land Glorybringer. So like I imagine we're just dead here. It's just spells in their hands, so that's kind of lame. I did ask for no Phoenix politely. Yeah. Alright, that's kind of gross. Yeah, that sucks. We just lost to Rekindling Phoenix. We couldn't block it. If I had hit my own Supplier, obviously this is extremely results oriented, but if I hit the own Supplier, I would have milled Wayward Servant, Cryptbreaker, and Salvation. And we probably would have won. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we would have won. So, doesn't make it right or wrong, but alright, that was kind of a gross game, honestly. We don't really have a good answer to Rekindling Phoenix, which is not great, I guess, but Liliana, Kalitas is in, Murderous Rider is in. Definitely shave a Foulmire Knight and the 2 Husks, I think. I guess Kalitas is an answer to Kalitas plus a kill spell. So that's not bad. Alright, I think this is fine. I'm not really super worried. That game felt kind of cheesy. So I think we're alright. 5 damage. Lightning strike. Torbran's no joke. Torbran may be one of the cards in the article I discussed as being a good devotion enabler. Let's go first. Sand's great. Let's keep. And it's not great because we have this awkward isolated chapel, but it's still very good. 1 drop into 2 drop into Dark Salvation is fantastic. So can maybe buy like a slight argument for playing Chapel first, but we can just draw Swamp also. Soul Scar Mage, sure. Rally is nice. Definitely cool with Rally. So we'll just play Wayward Servant here. Dies, it dies. Another Soul Scar Mage, sure. And nothing. Well, we drew a creature. That's kind of cool. I mean, we're not going to attack or anything. We're just going to play Corpse Knight, play Chapel, say go. We're obviously building towards a nice rally here. We even have Murderous Rider, Dark Salvation for... ooh, they're playing chonky red. So we're just going to kill that. We could have saved... Ooh, that's pretty good too. Could have saved the... like the pair of these to kill a Phoenix, but now we're just going to kill this. And we have Kalitas now also, which is pretty good. So, and Salvation makes token, and we can attack. So this is actually like really, really good. Just going to get -3/-3. Trigger these. Get to attack. Nice little swing. Feels pretty good. Sure. I'm fine with trades here. Rampaging Ferocidon. So if we rally on my turn, so the active players triggers stack first, then the non-active players trigger stack. So if we rally on my turn, all of my triggers go on the stack, then all the Ferocidon triggers go on the stack, and then I die first. Rally on their turn, it's flipped. So Ferocidon's like kind of a hate card for us, but kind of not. Draw a Swamp here. It plays. It plays. Pretty happy playing Kalitas here. We take 1, they take 1, no big deal. Get to tap with Kalitas. Oh, they have a Glorybringer, this is terrible for us. They have a Chain Whirler. That's not the best, but... So they have a damage spell that can kill Kalitas. That's pretty bad for us. No? Well. That's nice. Sure. Alright, so... Return to the Ranks is also good. One. Alright, we gotta kill this Ferocidon first, I think. I'm pretty sure we just kill Ferocidon and then say go. And then next turn we can rally or return to the ranks. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 in the bin. And we can just chump block with these if we have to. So I guess we just... Is there a reason to wait on... Yeah, I guess we don't want to wait because they can kill Kalitas in response. We want the blockers, so... This is fine. Just swift end the Ferocidon, get a token. They lose 1. No attacks, they go. They only have 2 cards in hand. Glorybringer would have been pretty brutal that turn. I didn't really play around that, but... Glorybringer certainly keeps Kalitas in check pretty well. Hanwar Garrison. Alright, Diregraf Colossus. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the graveyard. Pretty sure that just kills them. Is there any... There's no, like, instant speed Tormod's Crypty effect, right? So we just cast Rally for... I guess we just don't... We don't mind casting Rally because we only have... We can't get back the thing anyway, so we just play Return to the Ranks for 1, 2, 3, 4... Should do it. Oh, he doesn't do it. I'm bad at math. You guys kind of a Colossus. Or does it do it? I don't even know. I think we're in fine shape. It doesn't really matter. Alright, whatever. I think I was counting the Colossus. Yeah, which obviously wasn't coming back, but that's fine. I mean, now we're dead next turn to basically everything, so it doesn't really matter. We should play Diregraf Colossus next turn. Handmore Garrison number 2. Attack with Chain Whirler and Handmore Garrison. I mean, this is a pretty easy blocking scenario, I think. They have Embercleave. Sure. I mean, they're still just dead on board, right? They're at 3. We play a creature, and they die. I mean, I need to play a creature, just act with everything. Okay. So they're big. Handmore Garrison, Embercleave, a lot of Handmore Garrisons. They have that many Handmore Garrisons, that many Chain Whirlers. They can't have that many Ferocidons. Embercleave's a little annoying, but it's fine. Definitely like cutting the Foulmire Knight, but I don't want to cut that many of them. I think I'm pretty happy with this. I don't think Liliana's good against them. Oh boy, does this hand get browned by Goblin Chain Whirler. I think we're gonna keep. You can always pitch a zombie to or one of these 1-drops to the Cryptbreaker for a 2/2. And if they kill or don't kill Cryptbreaker, it'll tell us if they have Chain Whirler or not. That's not bad. Supplier. I think I want a Cryptbreaker though. If they kill it, they kill it. I want a 2/2 next turn. Okay. Yes, they 100% have a Chain Whirler. So this is actually pretty cool. That's really interesting. So if we want to play into the Chain Whirler just to make our Colossus huge the following turn, I don't think that's insane. We could play Supplier and play a 1-drop here. We get to draw a card off of it, so we're losing 3, but we gained a card back anyway. And then the Supplier putting cards in the graveyard is good, and the Colossus is freaking monstrous. So if you play like a 6/6 Colossus, they just can't kill it ever. I think I actually like that. And then we build towards Kalitas. I'm gonna want to preserve a Cryptbreaker, so we're gonna play Supplier. This is kind of weird, but we hit 1 creature. It's not great. And we're going to play a Foulmire Knight. And we'll see if they kill my thing in response. Okay, they do. So it's fine. So I'm kind of cool with that too, honestly. Okay, so they Chain Whirler also. They wanted to be, they felt it was worth it to not deny me a card with Stomp. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to have a big time fatty Diregraf Colossus. 7/7. And Cryptbreaker. So draw a land, we can go Cryptbreaker Salvation. If we draw a land, we can go Kalitas. We have a number of good options here. Okay. If we play Kalitas, it's soft to a Chandra, but not much else. If we play Cryptbreaker and Salvation, we get to like kill a Chain Whirler, but like it's not really that important right now. I think I want to play Kalitas. to make them have an answer to it, which they are not likely to. And if they want to 2-for-1 themselves with like a lightning strike and a shock, I think it's fine too. This also makes the salvation much better next turn. They're going to stomp my Colossus. Wow. They're going to burn 3 spells to kill on it. They have a Torbran. Oh, okay. I don't get it. I guess I just wanted to get the Bone Crusher. All right, that's pretty good too. Should we return to the ranks with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the graveyard? But we're definitely going to play Cryptbreaker Salvation this turn, so we're going to Salvation the Torbran because the Torbran's ridiculous. And we have a safe attack with Colossus. Yes. And not a safe attack with the Kalitas. So, like this. And I'm pretty happy making some blocks and then just casting Return to the Ranks next turn. Drawing a card off Cryptbreaker. They have Glorybringer exactly here. I think it's still honestly fine. Hanwar Garrison. They're really heavy on 3s. I think one of the allures, I mean, maybe just how their draw worked out, but I think one of the allures of the big red deck is just Glorybringer and Phoenix. Oh, so that was really, really good. So is that. All right, I think this game is pretty comically over. We play Wayward Servant, then cast Return to the Ranks. I don't know if this kills them, but it does a lot. I mean, we could have just, like, pushed something, I guess, and, like, Kalitas, but whatever. This seems really, really good. So, starting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, it lost one. All 5. And white. Actually, I can leave a black open, because I can Convoke with the Servant. Correct. Hold on. Untap. Oh, back it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tap for white. Tap token, Cryptbreaker. Token, I guess. Alright, they're dead. Cool. That was a convincing comeback. That I was a little worried, honestly. So I have not played this deck before. I just saw the list, thought it was awesome. It was Emma Handy's zombie rally deck. And that first match was pretty demoralizing. So hopefully we didn't lose so many viewers in that first match who got scared that the deck was bad, because we shellacked some people. This deck is good. This deck is quite good. I don't know what I would change, honestly. Again, if you missed the intro, I don't know how you would. It's a YouTube video, but this is Emma Handy's zombie rally deck. She's been playing for a while now. She has her own article up about it. You can go read that for like the in-depth details about the deck. But yeah, so that was cool. I think that Liliana seemed bad. It felt like we just boarded it out a lot, and the initial investment of 4 mana to not affect the board is pretty mopey. It seemed like okay against blue-eye control. Like we might have actually won that Rest in Peace game, but didn't have Lyra. But it just seemed kind of medium overall. Dark Salvation seemed phenomenal. The Husks were also... they were fine. I honestly wouldn't mind opening up some sideboard space. If these Murderous Riders were in the main deck, that would open up some space for us. And even like a Kalitas in the main could open up some space, because we definitely need a plan against control decks. Like, what is that plan? I mean, Liliana of the Last Hope, maybe Scrappy Scrounger. I would probably need to think about it more. If we could cast Gideon Ally Zendikar, that would actually be a really good one. I don't think I would mind a couple Gideons. Obviously, we're not that heavy on white sources, but as a turn 4 play, doesn't get much better than that against like a blue-white control deck. That's an option, but I think the Husks and the Lilianas were the weaker links, where we boarded them out a lot. We drew them, and they were kind of like, it's a card. And at no point was I like, man, I wish I would just draw an Nantuko Husk. Nantuko Husk certainly enables you to combo a little bit easier because you can sacrifice things you haven't played to re-get them back. If our stuff's in play, I think we're already winning, So I think I would like to make those changes. And then possibly, again, maybe some Scroungers, maybe some Gideons, maybe some Liliana of the Last Hopes. Some sort of plan for control. Probably need to think about it a little bit more. But overall, deck's great. Diregraf Colossus and Cryptbreaker as good as they ever were. The deck does a great job of flooding the board. Corpse Knight and Servant were super solid. The removal was good in push and salvation. And then we just did the plan. We just traded stuff until turn 6, and then we got it all back and killed them. And that worked a lot of the time. So, deck's super cool. Hope to work on it a little bit more, but definitely a pretty serious choice, it looks like, for your next Pioneer tournament. Don't sleep on it. And if you played either of these decks in their old formats, be they Zombies or Rally, this should be right in your wheelhouse. So definitely check it out. I am Jim Davis for CoolStuffInc.com. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. Again, as I said earlier, there's an article that corresponds to this video on CoolStuffInc.com proper if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel, of course. And check out CoolStuffInc.com. Check out the articles. Check out my written articles. Check out everyone else's written articles. And of course, get your shopping on. Promo code Jim5, 5% off your order. Magic cards, board games. If it's game related, they have it. They've been in the biz forever. And they're the best. CoolStuffInc.com, promo code Jim5. I love you all. I'll see you all next week right here on CoolStuffInc.com.